This is a choice that is really going to affect your mental health, and I am fully supporting whatever the positive changes you have to make are. So if you are tuning in now, no, you're not in the middle of a reading. I just kicked the reading open with that. This is your daily insight on life and love for January 8th, 2021, also timeless. So if you're catching this between now and then, this could have some sort of relevance to your life. And well, if you're new, this is sometimes an entertaining channel. So hit the bell for notifications. Stick around. You might enjoy yourself. Look at what we're looking at here. This is going to be a very slow and drawn out process, but it's really for your mental health. And it's really something that is, I guess I want to say, in a way, going to give you more emotional security. It's all with you and not being put on anyone else. And I love this. I think that we are getting rid of all these dependencies that we have had in our life. Something where it's been this overstep and influence from the other person. What I'm seeing is you made this choice. You did not just jump on this. This has been some sort of contemplation for a really long time. And I think that you have suffered long enough in this by subjecting yourself to somebody's whim, need, and not really taking your own needs into consideration, where you're not really willing to put yourself in that hurt mode anymore. Look at that. So we have the Page of Cups in reverse. I don't feel like it's a fresh new start with these people. I actually feel like there's been an ultimatum, and this may have been just simply testing of what their follow-through is, how you have been feeling around them. It feels like a lot of trial and error in this ultimatum. And I think that this was something that wasn't necessarily known to these people. I don't think that you were outwardly testing them, because then this would have been a little bit more manipulated on both parts. I think that you broke the character mold. And I don't think that you are going to step up as their projected image of how you should behave. Is this making sense, or is it sounding vague? I'm worried about this sounding vague, because I'm wording it very carefully for some odd reason right now that's unbeknownst to me. So, look, I don't think that you're feeling lonely by this. I feel like you actually walked yourself out of this situation. So I actually want clarity on this bad boy right here. All right, Spirit. I want clarity on the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, this master teacher. Tell me. Okay, so we got the Four of Cups. I feel like this may be something where you just get quiet in their life and detach. Maybe stop answering calls and messages. Maybe holding back on the emails. This is something that has had a massive control over your life. I think it's really about you and people pleasing. So what I'm seeing here is getting rid of all those restraints. I feel like this is in your truth, but I also feel like emotionally, this is a chance of a lifetime to get away by the skin of your teeth. Why is that even a saying? That doesn't make sense. How did that even become a saying? Getting away by the skin of your teeth. What? I'm lost. I don't like that saying. All right, you. So, I feel the change in you. It's a very strong mental change. It's this urgent need for a new start. And I do feel like a lot of people are going to notice this void in their life because you're no longer partaking in theirs. So this, it feels like slow realization. I really feel like you've been taken for granted in this by whoever. The thing that's hard to say is, regardless of the relationship, at some point, somebody is bound to take another person for granted. It's not fun to say, it's not fun to be a part of, but we are all guilty of it and we are all exposed to it. And I also think that this has been something so consistent with taking some aspect of you for granted that it's going to be something that is a slow recovery for them and for you. Because I do think that you still want to people please, and this is going to be an addiction for you to break. If you're the person who's taking somebody for granted and they've gotten quiet in your life, if you have the ability to change, would you? I mean, is that in your authenticity? If you can't force yourself to be something, don't do it. If you have to force it, then chances are it's not all that real and it wouldn't stay anyways. So here we are. This is going to be a really fast change in your life. I think that you're really going to start to feel the pressure just kind of lift. All right, my dear, so where are we taking this? All right, am I feeling this one? Okay, yeah. This was part of the mini reads. Don't forget to check the timestamps. What I love about those is sometimes it's completely different insight than what was in the reading when I used them. How wild is that? Look. So I see an uphill battle for you. I see a lot of weight on your shoulders, but also I see that you're just kind of unpacking all of that weight. And I think that you are very emotionally centered and controlled, focused, and I think that you're incredibly driven. I also think that the reason why you had to step away from this was so you wouldn't lose compassion, you wouldn't lose your sense of humanity, and this is something that has been draining you for God knows how long. I see mind, body, and spirit. This is being alleviated. You're getting rid of a lot of stressors in your life. It's going to be, again, I can't emphasize how fast this switch is flipping with you. I think that it's almost unnerving. I think that it's going to cause some people to question what was even real with you. And they might even say that this is a phase. And if it is, you'll find out soon enough. But if it isn't, they're going to wonder who they knew all along. This has been, for you, a long time coming, and the switch was the final thing. So for them, I feel like it's potentially blindsiding them, which, you know, kind of happens. Don't feel like you have to explain yourself to everybody. I mean, if you're feeling forced into that situation, obviously. All right, my dear. So what is the reason behind all of this for you? Oh, by the way, this doesn't end at midnight. I've been saying at the end of the readings, these are really intense readings. So this is a projection of your future if you stay on this course. This doesn't end at midnight and just simply restart again in the next day. All right, so why was this happening? Well, because you're feeling controlled. You feel this false sense of imprisonment. You felt held back by something. You felt walked on. You didn't even know if this is what you want. This is just what you were accustomed to. Isn't that a kick in the pants? All right. You don't know if you're going to be able to move on from this. Look at this. Okay, so there's this feeling of, are you going to backtrack? There's that little inner voice that I feel so bad about, and it's thinking that you're going to fall on your face, you're not moving on, this is just something you're going to come back to, this is the best that you can get. Really? Why? Why would you even think that about yourself? You actually think that you are, God, imposter syndrome much? Hello, you think that this is going to be something where you're actually lying to yourself and that this is just one of those things that, you know, you're talking yourself into that's not real? When has that ever worked for you in the past? When have you ever put yourself in that position and you haven't regretted it? Come on. if you try and stay in a situation where you are constantly trying to be something else for someone else, then you are going to miss the boat on your happiness for that one. And Spirit will give you plenty of chances to get out of it. It never wants to see you fail. But you're going to build up a tolerance for BS. You don't want to do that. It took you this long to get out of that situation. Why are you going to build up a tolerance where it has to be even more than last time? I mean, come on. All right, you. I'm feeling a blank stare with this. Yeah, you're not happy. In regard to this situation or this person, it looks like you're really not happy. It feels like you are just going through the motions. You can't live a life like that, just going through the motions. I mean, you can, but are you really feeling that? I see that you really want to break out of that sense of numbness. Yeah, karmic lesson has been learned. You are free to go, my darling. Obviously, not telling you to do anything illegal, not telling you to do anything irrationally irresponsible. I'm telling you that Spirit is saying that you got to find your happiness and you got to follow through on it. So the why. So what's the advice? Get ready for some setbacks. Yeah. They're only temporary. There are definitely going to be setbacks in this change. Change is never comfortable. And also we have Hermit. So Hermit means that you're going to have to light your own way on this one. Since you are breaking out of the situation, that it feels very controlled. And it feels, I don't know why I'm getting this right now. It feels kind of like a patriarchal control. This is something I feel like you have to break your own way out of and lead your own way with it. So let's see. Yeah. Part of you feels absolutely crazy for doing this. Part of you feels watched. There's definitely a sense of paranoia and anxiety with this one. You're worried about how they're going to view you. Really, this is all your fears just playing on themselves, trying to keep you in this safe zone. And it doesn't mean that it's safe. It just means that this is something you've been conditioned to. So even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's a failure, you still know your way around that situation, that failure, that existence. It doesn't mean that it's healthy for you. It just means you know how to work it because you've worked it for so long and it's not working anymore. So, So, all right, Spirit, come on. I want advice for this because this isn't going to work. This is not what anyone wants. All right. Okay. Time for a nap. Why? Even though this is uncomfortable and you're going to be met with a lot of inconveniences, it doesn't mean that it's not serendipitous and that it is not fated. You have to ask yourself, what are the blocks in your happiness to yourself? This is what's keeping you in these little roadblocks, keeping you in a standstill. Once you get through that, this is where you're going to actually start to see some movement. The switch is already flipped off inside. Now we have to, catch up with our emotions. And this is where we start to get a little scared. You're going to have the energy, but it's also going to be met with that sense of fear. And I don't want you to get stuck there. It's only temporary. You're figuring yourself out. So this is time for you to sit with yourself, be quiet, even sleep. Like if you can sleep, sleep. And then you'll start to actually be able to dissect the situation adequately for yourself. The whys, the reason getting up to this, and then what is the encouragement in getting out? So sit with yourself, get quiet, sleep if you can. Don't be afraid to pick apart your mind. It's actually encouraged. So if you do that, what are some of the life changes that you can experience. Family change is moving. This is going to be different than what I saw in the mini reads. So this is a prime example of that. Check it out what I'm saying here versus what I said over there, because this is a totally different read than the mini read. It's awesome. You're breaking away from some sort of family construct, whether it's integrated from childhood or whether it's something that you have constructed in your intimate circle right now. I do see that there's something that you are going to be moving on from, that you're going to be breaking the role of. This might even be you breaking some form of tradition and some sort of family routine. So whatever somebody else's story is not going to be part of your story. But what I'm seeing here is the connection that it keeps you with these people. So if they're doing it and you're doing it, then there's a sense of commonality that you guys can all agree on. And once you stop playing that role, then this is you no longer being on the same page as them. And this is confusing for them. So you're taking better care of your mental health and your body, and you're doing something that is actually really good for you. Some of you are going to be joining either a gym or working on gaining weight or losing weight. That actually, I think, was part of it too, which is funny. But also, I see your need to forgive them for trying to, in a backhanded way, keep you as close to them as possible. Isn't that sick? I mean, they did it because it was a bonding experience on one level, but there's a huge undertone of codependency with this one. So this dietary change, a new exercise program, the family dynamic change, you have to know when to draw the line. So the advice is that. So, all right, I feel like I need to keep pulling from here, so I'm going to put these over to the side. What else do you want to tell the viewer? Emotions. Ooh, end of an era. The way that you treat your body, the way that you act in your environment is directly connected to feelings of either disempowerment in your emotions or emotions by disempowerment. And it really feels like not being you, but being centered to someone else's comfort in that situation, like completely masking yourself so somebody else will be either calm or nice to you or keep the peace. By keeping the peace with everybody else, you ultimately lost that sense of peace in yourself, and that's something that's not going to be suffered anymore. It's new dawn, new you. And then windfall. Expect a lot of things to come your way. Expect a lot of sense of fear and encouragement, perseverance. This is going to be waves of emotion because there is a very real sense of something dying in your life. And I think that it is absolutely appropriate for you to mourn such a thing like this, whatever it is that's going on in your life. So this could be loss of friends, family. It could be the loss of an old self, which when we lose our old self, trust me, there's mourning, because you are all you've had for the longest time. I mean, you know, what you are your longest standing relationship. And to have part of that die off, well, what are you? You have to figure out what this rebirth is. So, my dear, let's see. In the life changes, what can you expect? Breaking a cycle, absolutely, right now. I don't see you giving up on this. And you're going to make incredible necessary changes for your life. Very hard decisions, but you're going to be very firm in them. And I think that there's so much that you can't tolerate in life anymore that you simply will not tolerate. And it is going to be the toughest decisions to enforce that in your life. I really feel like people are going to have to get to know you, if they even get to talk to this version of you. By the way, when I say version, it doesn't mean that what old you was and what you now is fake. They were all very real in their own right, especially if you were keeping the peace for somebody else. That was you in that time that you needed, well, and you need to honor that. So now, let's see what else. This is a more real and authentic version of you. So, okay. If you follow this path, you're getting rid of a lot of stressors in your life. Your mood is going to be elevated, more emotional compassion, outgoingness, and emotional comforting. It's a real sense of emotional peace. And I don't think that you've had it on this level for a while. And then we have mental clarity and this being able to see through other people's insecurities and why they have projected that onto you. So keeping them in their place with it and not letting it infer on your energy. And this is going to be something where it really puts you in deep thought. I think this is going to be a very deep and philosophical time for you. And I also see that you're going to get rid of a lot of emotional manipulations in your life. There's definitely been a lot of emotional manipulations where it was more geared towards you. If you loved me, you would do this. If you wanted me to be happy, you would do this. Yeah, we're not going to play that game anymore. We're getting rid of emotional manipulations. Sorry. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. So look at that. Finding your happiness, baby. And I love it. So this has been your daily insight on life and love for January 8th. Is it the 8th? Is it the 8th? It's the 8th. 2021. And also timeless. So if you're catching this between now and then, it might have relevance to your life. If you have questions about booking a session, because your personal path is always going to be a lot more detailed, in-depth, and intense, go ahead and reach out in personal messages. Also, the sale is including all of my services, so definitely ask what might be right for you. I look forward to hearing from you. I hope you have an amazing day. And until next time, stay safe, have fun, and know how much you are loved and appreciated. Go rock it and make it yours. I love. Wow. Looks like you have massive spiritual big jobs going on here. I know it's been an uphill battle. I know that it's been a struggle. I know it's been a constant. However, all your hard work is paying off. So what I'm seeing is your go-getter, take charge attitude is turning things over incredibly fast right now. So Spirit is saying, hey, we're not wasting any more time. We're about to take a lot of this pressure and heaviness out of your life. It does look like mind, body, and spirit, whatever has been weighing on it for God knows how long, is coming to an end. I feel that you are focused, driven. I think that you are incredibly passionate. I think that we're entering in a whole different end of the spectrum. Intensity, manifestation is happening now. This is seeds planted long ago, but it's all coming to fruition. And I don't want you to lose the intensity behind it. Consistency is definitely going to be key here. So I hope that it made sense. Stay safe, have fun. With the confusion, what I'm seeing here is the same situation, but now it looks entirely different for you. Why is this happening? I really feel like you're seeing the same situation through different eyes. This is changing, well, your whole perspective has changed through experience, through trials, tribulations, and any sort of kind of stress or slight in your life has completely pulled the veil off of your eyes in this situation. So Spirit is saying now is not the time to just give up. You seeing this for what it is means that you are moving on from this, but also means that it's going to be a road that only you can travel. So it looks like you're breaking apart from something. Spirit is waking you up, and it's not going to let you hit the snooze button on this one. You may not know where you're going, but that's more than okay. The first thing is to learn to step away from something that is no longer resonant for you in your life. So this, Spirit is saying, don't sweat it. You're not going to be back here. You are fully moving on. So I hope that that made sense. Stay safe, have fun. I love all these readings that are about you coming back to yourself. I do feel like you are getting rid of all of this programmed pressure that you have put on your mind, your body. A lot of weird goal-oriented things that really have nothing to do with you, and everything with how other people have told you what you should expect and what you should want at this current stage of your life. We're getting rid of all of that. And you are actually finding out what it means to be you as an individual with your personal wants, needs, without anyone's entitled sense of influence on it. I do see that you are moving on. I see that you're taking care of your body, your mental health, and actually seeing what makes your body feel like it's coming alive. This might lead to weight gain, weight loss, career change, so many different things. But whatever it is, it's all surrounding what you genuinely want, and it's going to be good for you this time. So I hope that this made sense. Stay safe, have fun, and rock this change. Bye, love.